He funds the wilderness and the garden. He funds them both the same. So why was John over in his what he called wilderness eating locusts and wild honey? That's not on the menu. If you get me a menu for the garden has some stuff or has some things on its menu. And if you get me a menu for a wilderness, the wilderness got stuff on its menu. The wilderness and the garden exist right next to each other. Where was the garden that was next to John's wilder? First. Second, why was he eating locusts and wild honey? I said the only thing that the locust is set to do as a plague is to take and draw the life out of everything it comes in contact with. So if you eat a locust, right, when you put it in your mouth, you are putting death into your mouth. You are putting, right, any element of the locust of the wilderness the plagues that you look at, they were plagues. So they were meant to kill you, right? Any element that you look at is meant for you to die. So why are you putting locusts in your mouth? Locusts and wild honey. How is honey wild? I did check out a picture of what they call wild honey, and what it does is it actually helps you get rid of allergens. But God's saying right now, you would not have needed to get rid of those allergens, right, that he thought were detrimental to him. He would not have had to get rid of those allergens if he had not been eating locusts, right, things that were meant to kill him. You eat things that are meant to kill you, then you should die. Except he didn't. I'm not saying he should have died. What I'm saying is he should have died from that. If you eat something now that's supposed to kill you, the normal repercussion for it is that you should die. When Paul's hand got bit by the snake and he shook it off, the people looked at him like he was crazy. Why? Because he should have died. Because he did not die, they said, okay, one of two things is true. Either he is demonic or that he has a God that is helping him, and we want all that God that we could get. So they took him and tried to worship him, and he had to stop them from doing it. Well, either way, you are eating locusts and wild honey. We're in the wilderness. There's only thorns and thistles on the menu. Oh, get me a menu. I gotta check it to see if you are eating the right thing. My contention is, John walked his tail out there ahead of time, right? God never told you to go to the wilderness and baptize people, but then he tells you to move out there and live out there and start eating crazy things. It's just a question. It's a blog. It's just a question. It's just a question amongst friends, you know? Because the problem is, they actually announced, God said it, he said, Pastor David said it. They announced John the Baptist in a place where they were supposed to announce Jesus. And this is the proof of why, God said, just now said, this is the proof of why what I said is true. They announced John the Baptist in a place where they were supposed to announce Jesus. And because they did that, they brought about John the Baptist's death too soon. We announce that somebody is a savior of the world. They gotta die. You gotta die. You gotta lay down your life or just die. One way or the other. You going you getting up out of here. You gotta die. Something just struck me about the whole situation. I said, why was he eating that? Why was he dressed like that? Why were they reporting on it? Right? Because they sound like they got paparazzi in the corner. Right? Take a picture of him like, ooh, y'all see that dress he's wearing? Oh, he got a belt on, but he got on no shoes. He got on no shoes. Where's the shoes? Right? And then Jesus in white robes of a martyr. That's something to really report on. Robes of a martyr comes to get baptized. Right? Comes to lay himself down in a picture of death right before he would die. Right? He had on shoes. But they didn't report that. Right? Because if they had reported it and had reported it too soon, right, he would have had to go. I said it a couple of years ago, I said, is that why? Because the picture behind a blind Bartimaeus, as Jesus heals him, right, they make the image of him going and making his way from that point to Calvary. That's in the book of John. But then when you look at Lazarus, they said it changes the mood after Lazarus is risen from the dead. Jesus kind of marked himself for death. How did he do it? He did it with you and he did it with me. A picture of you and me. The picture of the woman with the issue of blood. Because he sat down with her, Lazarus' healing became a resurrection. And in him being resurrected from the dead, God told me, he said, some people went and told Caiaphas. Some people went and got saved from it. Some people went and did both. Right? There were people doing everything. And when the people speak up and start reporting on it, whose report do you believe? Because the Bible tells you, if you read the account, I think it's John 11. Because John 11:35 is Jesus wept, right? So John 11, I think they talk about when he went and raised Lazarus from the dead. And it tells you, say, okay, once he left from that place, some told Caiaphas, some told this one, but Jesus' life changed completely. He could not be in a place without being watched or noticed. You see it. The stalking begins. The story begins, right? The story of his glory begins. He was okay to be out in the streets. But what he did was, in Mark chapter 5, he stopped for you. He stopped for me, right? We had the issue of blood. The issue of blood means I have no blood in me. The issue of blood means I don't have the right blood in me. The issue of blood means I got hardest blood in me. What I'd rather have, right, somebody else's blood in me. The issue of blood, the issue of tears, the issue of blood, right? I have an issue with my blood, and I can't bleed properly. God help me. I ain't bleeding properly, right? We all have an issue of blood, because without the shedding of blood, there can be no remission of sins. We all got an issue of blood, but Jesus came and he knew once he stopped for her, because she was the middle story, right? She was not supposed to be even in it. She caused him to be late. She was the middle story between, I think, Jairus and Lazarus. Because Jairus' daughter was on the calendar. On the Chronos calendar. Jairus' daughter was on the Chronos calendar. And Lazarus was on the Chronos calendar too. But because he stopped, right, when she took his virtue, right, he sat down to talk to her. He called her daughter, right, and started to talk to her. Right? And so because he did that, he made himself late, right, for an important date. Right? Y'all know the story. He made himself late. And because he made himself late, he was on the water, wasn't he? At one point, God reminded me, he was on the water. They were on their way there to Bethel. They were on their way out here, Bethel. He was on their way to Bethel, right? And so while they're on the water, he said, Lazarus sleeps. And the disciples got up there, oh, great, Lazarus sleeps. Oh, knock. He said, no special children, no special ones. No. Lazarus is dead. You know this man deals with life and death. Resurrection, right? Life and death. He is the resurrection and the life. Why would you, if he says Lazarus sleeps, why would you think that he was talking about sleeping? If he's talking about sleeping, right, I don't go to anybody and talk natural. Because God don't talk and tell me to tell him natural things. I remember when I was telling Miss Lori about her son, I was like, that's John the Baptist. I was like, he acts like he's all over the place. He can't sit still. It's because he's anointed and he cannot sit still. So what you need to do is find a way to feed that spiritual appetite. Because he's hungry. And he's hungry and thirsty after righteousness. And you have to feed that spiritual appetite. She said, do you know his daycare worker just told me all of this Thursday? I'm not telling you everything I told her. I don't speak natural. So, because if I'm hearing God, he's not going to tell me natural things. He'll tell me natural so that I can relate it to spiritual with you and move it over to spiritual things. But it's always going to go spiritual because he's trying to get the glory. And here's the thing. If it's natural, I'm going to get the glory. But he said God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. It's all to get you to worship him and understand him. So if Jesus is standing before you and he says he sleeps, why would you think it's a natural sleep? You, the moron. No, you make that nickname with you. Nicky, that's your name, right, disciple? I know you know your nickname. Here you go. Moron. That's what it is, moron. Why would you think he was so much sleeping? And if he was sleeping, why would Jesus even announce that or know it? I got a word from God. He is laying down on the bed and he's sucking his thumb, and he's holding his bear and he's sleeping. I got a word from God, from my father God. That's what he's doing. Why would you think that? Some people say, Jim, you gotta calm down a little bit and calm down on the disciples like that. No. The reason why they thought is because they didn't believe God was who he said he was. They didn't believe Jesus was the Son of God. Because all the miracles he kept doing, and even when he did miracles, they were standing there like, That's Matthew 17. Right there. 19, 18, 19, 20, 19, 21, whatever. That's Matthew 17. If you believed, you would not stand there. If you believed that Jesus was the Son of God, and he was God, you would not be standing there asking him that question. Why couldn't we do it? Perhaps because you S-T-U-P-I-D, stupid. I'm sorry, I'm not, listen, hey, I understand, because I want to get punched in the face when I get to heaven. I'm probably going to get punched in the face anyway. However, that don't change the fact that was stupid. That was a stupid question. I ask stupid questions. I do. A lot, a whole bunch. I ain't asking my big brother no stupid questions. I'm not asking him. I'm not asking. Well, I'll say I know this is a stupid question, but I've got to ask. I've got to ask. This is a stupid question. I know y'all don't focus on and fix your eyes on natural things, but I got to ask. This is a stupid question. I know you told me to fix my eyes on Jesus, who's the author and finisher of my faith, meaning he began and he ended. He's the first and the last. He's the Alpha and Omega. And before I know it, I'm up in the praise, and I forget my stupid question. What was he talking about? You said about something? Oh, okay. Thank you, Holy Spirit. See you later. I watch some TV now. I may ask a stupid question, but I won't look for a stupid answer. My mother used to say, if you ask a stupid question, I'm going to give you a stupid answer. Except she would give a stupid answer to everything to irritate us. She tells us, ask before you do anything. This is one thing, ask before you do anything. We cannot go to the bathroom. We cannot get water. We cannot get an apple out the refrigerator. We cannot, even though she tells us, make sure you have apple and orange every day. But then she tells us, make sure you ask, make sure you ask, make sure you ask. We usually take an apple or orange with us to school. So the thing is, if she wants to eat an apple or orange, well, I ate one at school, so you want me to eat another one? That's a stupid question, so you got a stupid answer. Everything was a stupid question. We deal with a natural person, and you are a natural person, you're a natural kid. Kids are going to ask dumb questions. They're just kids. It's not dumb to them. It's epic. Everything's epic. Oh no! My shoes are untied! What? I had just talked to Samuel, just been playing with him. 2 seconds. He run out the door. I want Chee-me! I want Chee-me! I was like, you still call me cheap. That's why I'm coming over there. You still call me cheap. Christine's like, Jamie, he's not calling you cheap. He's saying, Chee-me. Chee-me. It's not like cheap! I bought you Hot Wheels for Christmas. That weren't cheap. Jamie's not calling me cheap. He's saying, Chee-me. Chee-me. Genie, but no, he said the same thing. But we said, I won't say it right. Because that's my roommate for basically a year. Chee-me! I want Chee-me! I was like, oh, I want you to, Samuel. Stop calling me cheap. Harmony said, why would you even think? Why would it even occur to you? Do y'all see where I'm going with it? She said, what would occur to you that those babies are calling you cheap? They don't even know money. They're 3, 2. They're both 2, 4, 3, something. 2, I think. Why would they come up? Why would they call you? Why? He 2. His birthday a week before mine. 2 weeks. Why would they do that? Why would he tell you Lazarus is sleeping? And yet we still want to believe, Could it be that it's not what you believe is going on, but what you want to hear? I deal with that. Could it be? Could I believe? Could you believe? Could it be that you have not heard what you wanted to hear? So you make up something, even though you know when he said that Lazarus was sleeping, that he was not really. I had to throw it in there. I had to do it. Chee-me. Sammy, do not say my name when he's sleeping. He's like, I want Chee-me. I want Chee-me. It was so cute. We were in the vestibule of the church and you could hear him. But he's like, Samuel, shh, because you got it from me. We were together for a year. You got it from me. It's surround sound right now. Surround sound. I wish people would cry out for God like Samuel was crying out for me. I want Chee-me. I want Chee-me. And that's new, because Samuel doesn't really express stuff like that. He don't express emotion. So you say, I want anything. That's a kid thing. So he's growing into, it's new. He's looking different. He does, because it's been a couple months since I've been here. But I say he's looking more and more like Stephen. But here's the thing. He's starting to come more and more into who he is. So he'll say, I want. I want. He can acknowledge his soul's realm, right? When I wouldn't do it. Unless I love you and care about you, and we are road dogs, you will never know what I want, think, or feel about anything. I will not give you my soul this realm because I protect it, right? So I wouldn't tell you. Those people that are close to me know what I want. I want. Because it's so hard for me to say, so I got to give him credit, right? Because he's grown and grown to the point where, right, he's able to say it. Here's the thing, right? He's ahead of where I am, right? Because I cannot say it, and I don't care what nobody tells you. And if you grow in the spirit, you have to get to the point where you can say, I want, I think, I feel, right? It's not that you're supposed to have to, you're not supposed to come up, right? And pushing down your soul's realm, and pushing down your soul's realm, and denying yourself of everything you want, right? It's not that you're supposed to come up like Rose with us, denying everything. You're supposed to have somebody deny everything you want, or tell you you are selfish because you want something as a kid that you actually want. You want a toy, so it makes you evil because you want that toy. Why would you want that toy? Kids in the world are suffering. That was the answer for everything. Kids in the world are suffering. Why would you want that? What is wrong with you? Why would you want that? And so it's not that it's that take your want, I think, I feel, and smash them. But God said you're supposed to have your I want, I think, I feel. Right? Like Samuel, I want Chee-me, right? And you're supposed to have your I want, I think, I feel, so that way you can walk in the spirit realm and say, I denied it, but I died. Come die with me. Not come dine with me. Wasn't that Frank Sinatra? Come dine with me. No. Come die with me.